Hey there, would you love to leverage social media to present your business and your products so that you can get away from one on ones, get away from home parties and Zoom calls? Well, in this week's episode, we are going to share how to effectively automate your network marketing presentation for both your products and the business side using social media so that you can share your business with more prospects, more people, grow your team all across the globe.
Hey there, everyone. I'm Jordan Bailey, and I'm here today with my mom and business partner, Kathy Schneider. Welcome to this week's episode of Coffee with K&J. We are a mother-daughter team. We help driven network marketers with the simple strategies to grow your business quickly online without confusion and overwhelm. And we are so excited to have you guys here with us today. Those of you who are on live, say hello. Let us know you're here. Hey there, Casper. Sometimes Facebook doesn't tell us who is watching. It says, looking forward to meeting you over some online coffee, us too. And yeah, Christy, I love the idea of automation. I mean, I think automation is pretty incredible because it gives us leverage, right? It allows us to get more done in less time. And so that's what we're going to be talking about on today's episode. If you're watching us over on our YouTube channel, we want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button and become a subscriber because we put new trainings up on this channel all the time. And every single training video that we put up has a free resource to help you grow your business. So we don't want you to miss out. So underneath this video, if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. If you're watching over on Facebook, then you're going to see the link scrolling across the bottom of your screen, okay? You can go there to get a full recap of this episode as well as the free resource that we have put together for you guys for this week. So whoever said, hi, ladies, great to see you here. Hey there, Pam. Hey there, Ceylin. Super, super excited to have you guys here with us today.
Yeah, so, it's really funny. This quote, it just goes hand in hand with the very first part of what we're going to be talking about today because we learned it from the same guy. Okay, this was our mentor early on, and I'm not even kidding. Like, I can see his face, I can see his smile, I can see his shoulders moving. I can see all of it as I say this because he said to it, I heard him say it so many times. I mean, I literally thousands of times. And this was his thing. He was like, how many times today has the story been told by you, someone on your team, a tool or an event? Okay. So basically what he was getting
by the story, he means like your company story, right?
Right. Yeah. So that's what I was going to say is what he means by this is he's talking about your presentation. Like, how many times has the story been told? Because you remember, facts tell, stories sell. So your presentation is a sense of a story, sort of, okay? But so he said, it's not all about the facts and figures. You want to share it in a way where people feel that you're sharing a story, but that's the presentation, okay? And but it's like, and he always said this. It was so, I just love this about him. He was like, and you know what? When you give me the answer, I don't want to hear a story. When you give me the answer, I just want a number, okay? And he said 0 is a number, and if that's your number, it's not a good number. No, it's not a very good number, but it's still, it's what it is, and it's what matters. And so I want you to always think about this as you go to bed every night. How many times today has the story been told? By you, someone on your team, a tool or an event. We're going to get into more of this, but this is just one of those quotes that it totally changed the way I saw network marketing. It totally changed the way that I began to present the opportunity of business.
A clear barometer for your success, right? Because sometimes we feel so busy, but we get to the end of the day and the number is 0. Mm-hmm. And you're like, what was I busy doing today? If the number is 0, your business isn't going to grow, right? And I remember, back in the day, we didn't use tools. We used events. We used, coffee shop appointments, flip charts. So when we would sit down and share our story, if you were at a coffee shop, you would share it with one person. If you had a group of people in your living room, you might share it with 10 people.
Mhm.
And what we're going to be sharing with you today allows you to share with a lot of people all at once and not necessarily while you're there with them, which is what is so powerful. It gives you more leverage.
Well,
So
and sometimes you would actually show up to do it in your living room. And guess what? No one would show up. So you did all the prep work and your number was still 0.
still 0. Oh gosh, how many times did that happen to us? A million, right?
Yeah,
So
so it's just so the fact that we now have social media, which is what we're going to be talking about today, the fact that we have social media to automate our presentation is phenomenal. Okay, it's
yep,
phenomenal. So here we go.
absolutely, it's the best. All right, you guys. So that's what we're going to be talking about: how to automate your presentation, how to get this number from 0 to a better number using automation, using social media. And to help you with this, we put together a free guide, and it's called our Dynamic Presentation Guide. And you definitely want to head over to globalfreedomcommunity.com/55. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can click on the link in the description below. And over there, you're going to be able to download this guide. And inside this guide, we walk you step by step through what needs to be included in your company story, in your presentation. What do people need to know so that they can make an informed decision about whether or not to join your team or buy your products? Okay. And so we put that into this little guide for you, because what you will find is maybe you've got to create your own. Maybe you're going to take 3 or 4 shorter videos, and that's how you're going to share your story. Maybe you've got one video that shares it all, right? There's not a wrong or a right as far as how it's pieced together, but it's got to include all the things that are in this guide. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to present that information, how to get it out there so that people can see it. But if you want to know exactly what information needs to go out there, you got to download the guide. That's where you're going to get that info. We put it all together for you there. So let's jump in.
Yeah,
Hey, great to see you here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So same mentor, that I was commenting about before on the quote above. And again, he said this so many times to us. He said, if your mouth is moving, your finger better be pointing. Okay. So obviously, if you're doing things on social media, not quite the same. But the point is, you need to be using a tool. Okay. You need to be you can't be doing all the presenting yourself with the words just coming out of your mouth, and everything about your company inside out, all the products. You're like, oh my gosh, I am the most amazing presenter. I can do this. I know this stuff inside out. Well,
and you talk about messenger vomit, which we're going to talk about in a minute, but you can't be pointing your finger if you're trying to explain everything to somebody in a message, right?
No.
Like they don't see you. You could be reading it, but you're making yourself have to sound like a know-it-all. Like all the information, which is not good. So
yeah, and I remember in the very first company I was with, it was actually a direct sales company, and we did home parties, okay? And it was decorative accessories. And guys, I love to decorate. That is my hobby. It's my passion. We used to own a retail furniture store, going to market, all that stuff was just, I loved it, okay? And so when I got into, that's why I looked for a company that had that type of thing when I started looking for direct sales, okay? So I remember, and my mentor, again, this lady, she was a 6-figure earner. And she told me, she said, Kathy, what is hurting you? Because the first few times I would go in, and she flew from Chicago to Texas to do some home parties with me, because I told her, said, I can't get my sales up. Well, she saw my setup. I was making way too many trips from the car to the house, back and forth. Okay. I just had this beautiful presentation, all of these accessories all set up on a table, and I had everything I was like, oh man, this is gorgeous. People are going to want all of this stuff. Well, sales were okay. All right. But what I was trying to do was build a team. So my sales were okay, but nobody wanted to do what I was doing because they saw me as the expert. It's like, well, she's really good at this, because obviously she's just got natural talent at decorating. I'm not trying to brag on myself. I don't mean it that way, but my point
totally
is,
does have natural talent at decorating, though, you guys. It's insane. It's impressive.
Well, and I think it came from my mother. That's what I grew up doing that with her. So it's, experience brings what happens. The more we practice something, the better we get at it. But anyway, my point is that
taken for me over here. So
yeah, so automation equals duplication. And so what I'm also saying here is simplification. Like when you keep things simple, that also equals duplication. You can overcomplicate things. And then the person that's looking at it is going, well, she's really good at that, but I could never do it. So they become uninterested. So I really want to emphasize, you want the whole process of this is to keep it simple. You want your automation to be simple so that you get duplication, which creates more income for everybody, which is what we're really after, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning, Norma. Great to see you here.
Hey.
So are you guys getting value out of this so far? Drop a yes in the comments if this is making sense to you. And I mean, I don't know about you, but when I first heard this, it was like such a breath of fresh air because I don't have to be the expert, right? Even to this day, like in our business, we're with a health and nutrition company, and people will ask me all the time, well, what ingredient is in this product, or where is this sourced from? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know, but I can find a link. I can find a video. I can direct you to our customer support expert who will know the answer. And it gave me so much confidence in knowing that by not having the answer, I'm showing somebody that you can be really successful and not have all the answers. Because as long as you've got the tools, you're good to go, right? So I think that's just really, really beneficial. I'm glad you guys are saying yes. That's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, my husband this morning, very quick story, very, very quick. We got a new box in of all of our supplements, okay? And I had ordered a new supplement that I really wanted us to start taking. And he's like, awesome, why do I need to take this? I go, I don't know. I read some stuff on the website about it. It sounded like it would be really good for us. He goes, how much do I take? And I go, I don't know, it's in the directions, read the bottle. Like, just take it. He opens it up, takes his pill, and off he goes.
I love it. That's funny. That's funny. So, and then this just goes right into what we've been saying. When you're presenting your business, it's really a bad thing to try and come across as being the expert, right? So instead of having all the answers, your job, when you present your business or your products, your job is to guide your prospect step by step through a discovery process, right? Where they're going to learn a little bit more about this and a little bit more about that until they have all the information they need to get an informed decision. Okay, so the best way to help your prospect make a decision quickly is to lead them from tool to tool to tool. All right, and we're going to talk about that. But I mean, back in the day, now we use social media, but even before social media, we had a one-page website with a one video. And after that video, they'd get some emails. If they had questions, we used Yahoo groups. This was before Facebook even existed, so we didn't use Facebook groups, we used Yahoo groups. And that was our system. That was how they would get information. They'd watch a video, they'd get more info through email, they'd ask questions in the group, we'd send over a list of our enrollment packages, and then they'd get started, right? And it was boom, 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 boom. And at some point, either they would stay in the funnel until they would eventually join, or they'd say, no, it's not for me. No, it's not for me. And that was how we built our entire business. And it's still how we build our entire business. The tools have just changed a little bit because of social media, which I think is amazing because it just makes it so much simpler for everyone. But you definitely want to let the tools do the talking.
Yeah, which is exactly what Jordan just said. You're going to lead your prospect step by step, okay? So you're literally going to let the tools do the talking. You're just going to, and you take it, just like, I mean, seriously, like I did with my husband and even this new supplement this morning. It was like, why do I take them? Oh, the answer's on the website, direct you to that. He glances at it. And then he goes, oh, so how many do I take? Oh, it's the directions are on the bottle. I mean, a whole different kind of prospect, right? Not talking about the business here, but still it works for the products too, okay? It's like you don't have to be able to list off all the ingredients. I mean, this particular supplement had pretty much every vegetable and fruit in it you can imagine. Well, I didn't list all those. I go, I don't know. It's got a bunch of good stuff in there that you don't eat and you need. So, read the ingredients there, see what you think. And he's like, oh yeah, that does sound good. And how many did I take? Read the directions. And he said, great, took the lid off and he took his pill. So, I mean, it's all about letting the tools do the talking. And this is the same when it comes to presenting the opportunity as well, because that duplicates. Do you think he could go out and show someone how to take the same supplement with what I told him this morning? Absolutely he could. And he's not even in the business. But it's like, well, let's read.
Read this, read the back of the bottle, take your supplement.
Super,
Right?
super. Decide, is this for you? Is this something that you need?
I don't even know what supplement you're talking about, and I feel like I could tell someone how to take it, right? Like,
Oh,
so
that's funny.
as far as the tools, right? We always start on our team, and this is just something we have found to work well for us. Some people skip this step, but we start with a short overview video that allows our prospects to very quickly decide if they're interested. And I'm just going to give you a really quick example. If someone invited me to look at their business opportunity and I was open, which, right now we're totally happy where we are, we're not open, but if I was open and someone sent me a quick video and I realized that they were with a makeup company, I'd say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm sure it's amazing, but it's just not a good fit for me, right? Because I wear makeup one day a week when I'm on here with you guys. And that's it, right? And my makeup, literally, my favorite makeup company has a sale once a year. I spend $55 on that sale and I'm set for makeup for the rest of the year. I don't wear a lot of makeup. So selling a makeup product wouldn't be a great fit for me. So that's why we use that short overview video so that people can really quickly say yes or no. And it's respectful of their time. It also ensures we don't waste our time following up with someone who's just already knows right off the bat they're not a good fit, right? But from there, if they say yes, we move into that presentation phase of the process, okay? And this is where we give them another series we use shorter videos, like 3 to 5 shorter videos. And what I mean is some of them are 5 minutes, some of them are 15 minutes. It's about an hour's worth of information total. The time is not important. But we use a series of videos to share our company's story. And that's how we give our presentation, is we send people this little series and we say, this is what you want to watch. And a good tip, if you're watching this, you're saying, well, I don't know if I have those videos, go check out your company's YouTube channel. There's a very good chance that you have access to videos that you don't even know exist, okay? So think about when you download that dynamic presentation guide over at globalfreedomcommunity.com/55, then you want to look for videos that answer those points that are listed in that document for you, okay? And it might be one video or it might be a bunch of shorter videos.
Exactly. And I want to make a point, when you're searching for that, so many times, and this has been something I've seen people make this mistake by accident, is make sure that this channel is actually your corporate company's channel and not by accident a channel that someone within your company has created where they've loaded videos on there about your company. Because you want to make sure that if you're sharing a video, that video is very generic and it's not at the end going to, invite someone to that particular person's link to their website. Okay. So make sure it's like your company's official YouTube channel, just something to watch for.
Absolutely. For sure.
So power of the presentation video.
That's what I just talked about. I'm so sorry. I didn't hit the button, or I hit the button and it didn't go. So that was my fault. So.
It's okay. I was trying to say, this is pretty much what Jordan just said.
That's exactly what I just said. Sometimes the button, like I hit it and it just doesn't actually click through. And I was so excited to talk about it that I didn't even notice. So that's the power of the presentation video, you guys. It's leverage. It's a great tool, and a lot of you and a lot of us have those tools already at our disposal, right? Check your company's Facebook page, your company's YouTube channel. That's a good place to go and look for videos.
Yeah.
So.
And then leveraging the Facebook groups to do the presenting for you. It's like kind of what we talked about before. This is where you're going to, think of your Facebook group is the hotel conference room. Everyone's come to this hotel meeting, or everyone's joined you in your living room, for a cup of coffee or some iced tea or whatever you're serving. And you're all gathered, not necessarily sitting down at the same time. That's the beauty of Facebook groups. Like, you can be presenting to someone in Australia while you're sleeping. Okay. You can be presenting to someone in your hometown while you're at the park with your kids, or taking a walk around the block with your family. Okay. So your Facebook group is there. It's open 24/7. It's like your own little kiosk that never closes. Okay. And it's always doing the presenting for you once you get it set up. Okay, so you get it all set up, and you take your people through this process, and then you add them to this group. And I don't ask permission. I say the next step is I've added you. Okay, the next step is to add you to this group. I've already done that. Look for that invitation. They can always leave. Okay, now don't get me wrong. I never add someone unless they've said, yes, I want more information. I don't randomly, like I wouldn't go, hey, Casper, I just added you to a group. I saw, no, I would not just randomly pick somebody and stick them in a group. Okay, but once they've said, yes, I like what I saw in that little video, I want some more information, great. The next step is to add you to this group. I've already done that. Watch for the invitation. I drop that link in Messenger and go, here's the link. So, and that's the link to the group. Okay. I'm like, accept that invitation and let me know when you've done that so that I can tag you in the video that was my favorite. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so even though we've got 5 videos in our like announcement post, this is our presentation. Okay. There's 5. The reason, why we have 5, so that we can tell people, you know what, I want you just to take a look at these 2. They're my 2 favorite. They're what helped me decide that this was the right company for me and the right products. And that's what happens. They'll watch 2 if there's 5, because it's like, oh, okay, she's not telling me I have to watch all of them. Or if they're really the person that likes to check it all out, they'll watch all 5. Okay?
Those green personalities will watch all 5.
You're not telling them you got to watch all 5 before you can make a decision. Okay. Right. You're literally saying, hey, check out this one and this one. Or maybe it's just one for you. It just depends on what those videos are.
And a really good example of this is a great story of how this works. Last week, my husband and I drove up to Colorado to go hiking for my birthday. And we were in the car driving. And I got this new smartwatch, and I have all my notifications turned off on my phone. I still can't figure out how to turn them off on my watch. And so I get messenger notifications. They buzz on my watch. And I figured it out now, but it was a brand new watch last week. And so like we're driving, and I was telling Chris, I was like, I've got to figure out how to turn these notifications off because my watch is just like buzzing all the time. And but it actually was a good one because my watch buzzed and I glanced down and I said, hey, can you check my phone? I think I just got a message from a prospect. And it was an old college friend who I have not seen in person in 10, 15 years.
You were driving, right?
So I was driving. So I had Chris take the phone. Yeah, I was
make sure people knew he's not just your secretary. He doesn't do all your phone messages.
No, I was driving. I had him take my phone. Yeah, sorry, I left that part out. So although that's a good idea, I might ask him if he wants to do that. But just kidding. But anyways, this is an old college friend who was in our Facebook group because she had seen one of my curiosity posts. She wanted some information about our products. She joined this Facebook group last fall. Okay, it's already September of 2020 when we're recording this video. She joined the Facebook group in the fall of 2019. Okay. She participates in a lot of our challenges. She's always watching. We talk every couple of months. And she sent me a message while we're driving and said, hey, do you have your link to order? I was watching one of the videos and I shared it with my friend, and my friend wants to place an order. Like, how cool is that? I was nowhere near my phone, my computer. Like, I wasn't working. I wasn't talking to her. But because she had some time, she sat down, she saw something that interested her, she shared it with a friend because it was all automated, right? And she was able to do that. And she went in and placed an order, which was pretty darn cool, while I was in the car driving, to Colorado to celebrate my birthday. So that's where, if we were doing home parties, coffee shop appointments, there's no way that would have ever happened, right? And that's the power of that automation, that leverage.
That's so true. Well, and how many times have you ever had, just drop it in the comments, have you ever had where you reach out to someone and they say, well, I need to have my spouse take a look at this. Like, I can't really make a decision, which is cool. This is a big, like it's a major decision, right? Starting a business, I like it when someone says that because to me, they're taking it very seriously. I don't see it as an objection. I see it as, okay, you know what? I'm glad they're thinking like, this isn't like I'm just buying a new pair of socks, okay? It's not like I got to get permission to buy a pair of socks. This is like,
how much shopping do we do without asking our spouse? A lot, right?
A lot.
So you got to talk to your spouse. It's a big decision.
Of course you can ask a question, Casper. So yeah, so definitely that's what you do. You definitely want that kind of thing. So what do you say? You say, absolutely. You know what? feel free to add your spouse to this group, okay? And you can add them to the group, and we're more than happy to, then they can check it out as well. Because then the person that you've presented to, or that your Facebook group presented to, they don't have to turn around and try to like explain it all to their spouse, right? Or if they don't want to add their spouse to the group, maybe their spouse didn't want to be in there, fine. They just sit them down in front of their phone, like Jordan's friend did, and show it to them, or in front of their computer and show it to them. So really cool the way that, I mean, it works so well for duplication.
Absolutely. So don't forget, we put together for you guys this dynamic presentation guide, okay? And inside this guide, we walk you step by step through what elements need to be included in your presentation. And like I said, maybe you're going to create your own video. Maybe you're going to go to your company's YouTube channel like we did and find 3 to 5 shorter videos that cover all of these points. We've done both before, okay? Like we have been in companies before where we had to create our own, just created a PowerPoint, recorded it, easy peasy. And then we've also done it this way. So that's a good that's a good strategy to use either way. They both have worked really, really well for us. But we tell you what elements to include inside this guide. So you want to head over to globalfreedomcommunity.com/55 to download that. And I see Casper has a question. He says, what do you do to get the lead to come to you instead of going into a hunter state? So yeah, and I want to just speak to that word really quickly. Anytime I invite someone to look at my business or my products, I'm not thinking about what I can get from them, right? I'm always trying to think about an opportunity I can give them. And if they're open to that opportunity, that's fantastic. And if they're closed to that opportunity, then it means it's not a good fit for them. So I'm never in a position where I'm trying to get someone to do something or convince them. It's just asking the question to see who might be open. Now, as far as how to get people to come to you, Casper, I'll come back and comment with a couple of links in the comments that you can click to. We've got some great episodes on our attraction marketing strategies, what to post on social media to attract leads to you, and things like that. But it definitely comes down to when you're attracting people, it comes down to the type of content you post on social media. And so I'll come back and share a couple of links with you in the comments when we get done with some resources that you can go and check out on that for sure.
Absolutely. And that's a great question. I love that question.
Yeah, really good question. All right, you guys. So, question of the week.
So let me ask you, remember 0 is still a number. So you can drop 0 in the comment. Now, it might not be a good number, but it's a number, right? And don't do the O. Remember, it's not an O, it's a 0. So how many prospects viewed your business presentation last month? So this wasn't yesterday, this wasn't last week, but over the last 30 days, okay? Over the last 30 days, regardless of when you're watching this, drop it in the comments and let us know how many prospects, and you probably won't know for your whole team, but I want to know for you. Yeah, Lauren, that is kind of funny, isn't it? Like for you, how many prospects viewed your business presentation last month? And you should always be tracking this. This honestly ought to be a number that's always at the forefront of your mind. Okay, so I want you to make sure that it's something I want you to be very aware of it. What is your number? Because this number is important to know.
If your number is 0, it's okay. One of our Start Your Day with K&J students used our tracking chart last month, and she just shared it in the Start Your Day with K&J private Facebook group yesterday. And I'm so glad that she did, because her tracking chart had a lot of zeros. And she said, I'm so glad that I tracked this in August, because it showed me why I wasn't having results. She said, I was getting so frustrated, and what I realized was I just wasn't taking the activity, and it made me so motivated to do better in September. And I loved her attitude about it. I love that she tracked anyway, right? Like, because sometimes when my number is 0, sometimes I don't want to write that number down, right? It's like, I'm just going to not track today. I'm just not going to.
It's kind of like stepping on the scale if you're trying to lose weight. And what do people do? Some people say, well, I'm not going to weigh myself because I haven't been dieting this week.
Yeah.
Big mistake. Big mistake. You got to know your number.
Your number is 0.
Yeah.
But just don't let it be 0 next month, this month, right? So it's you can always start fresh on a new 30 days anytime. So
absolutely. So thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. Drop your number in the comments. Let us know. And if not, we encourage you, if you don't even know what that number is, say, I'm not sure, but I can promise you I'm going to know this next 30 days, because even if you have to pull out a little Post-it note, just pull out a notepad and just make slash marks, or do it in your, do it on your phone in your notes, wherever you can keep track of it, and just check and see how many presentations, like how many people do you invite to look and actually look at it? Okay.
Well, I'll give you guys a good goal number. If you're just starting out, especially, a good number is 3 a week. Okay. If you can present your business, meaning you've put 3 people into your Facebook group who are watching those videos every week, that's a good number to have. Okay. So if you're needing a goal, I know it always helps me to know.
You'll have to invite more than 3 to get 3. Okay.
Yes.
So it's not invite 3, get 3. And all 3 won't join you. Okay. It's not invite 3, present to 3,
and all
get
3 who you add to the Facebook group will not watch your videos. So
no, they won't.
Add 5 to the Facebook group to get 3 who will actually watch your presentation. Okay. But it's a good number to shoot for, 3 a week for sure.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, you guys, we'll have an amazing rest of your week. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see you right back here. Lauren hit the nail on the head, 25, 14, 3, 1. Absolutely. So
I love that.
I think Lauren might be one of our students. Yeah, see, Lynn, I asked 59, 10 agreed. Amazing, right? That's awesome. So you had 10 presentations. That's great. Really
knows her number. That's what I like. I wouldn't even care if she asked 150 and the number was 0. The fact is, she knows her number. I mean, then you know where to work. Like if it was like, okay, I invited 59 and 0 agreed to look. Okay, there's something off of my invitation. There's something off with the way that I'm doing that. So it's like, you got to know those numbers. You can't fix what you don't know is broken, right? So you've got to know your numbers so that you can improve.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, 1 out of every 6, did I do that math right? That's pretty good. There's nothing wrong with that. So you guys have a great rest of your week, and hope you guys we'll see you back here next Wednesday for another episode of Start Your Day with K&J. If you got value out of this, hit the share button. Do us a big favor. We love when you guys share. We'll give you a little share shout out. Come back in the comments, and thank you guys for that. So have an amazing rest of your week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye everybody.